B2C leads versus B2B leads. Today I'm joined with Kasra. So what is the main difference between B2C leads versus B2B leads?
So the biggest difference is how you actually target that person. So for example, if we take a look at B2C leads, typically speaking, they've actually went out of their way to actually search for that certain product or that service that you actually provide. Whereas with B2B, B2B could literally just be like a traditional billboard. You're trying to gain attention in hopes that they're going to want your service or your product.
Yeah, for sure. So over at fatrank.com, we do a lot of B2B and also B2C lead generation. I strongly recommend if you are looking for some leads and you're looking for the difference between B2C and B2B, head on over to FatRank, fill in the contact form and see whether we might be able to work with you. Something I would say though is don't throw all your eggs in one basket as a lead generation company. Yeah. These business owners should be, or these consumers should be looking at 2 or 3 different lead generation companies for B2C or B2B leads. Why is that?
Typically speaking, what you should be doing first of all is setting up like a KPI sheet. And once you've set up that KPI sheet, you then know exactly, right, okay, if I go to these 3 lead generation companies, lead generation company 1 and 2 might do a horrible job, or they might not be as great as lead generation company number 3, and then you're essentially saying, right, okay, I'm going to double down on lead generation company number 3. That's the reason why I would do it. But then you're also minimizing a lot of like time loss. So as a business owner, you know yourself, like there's one thing you just don't get back, and that's time. So if you're able to essentially test out 3 or even 5 different lead generation companies, then that's brilliant, because you're going to get results a lot quicker. And then you can say, right, okay, after 2 months or after, let's say 3 months, I'm going to switch off these 4 lead generation companies. I'm going to go with lead generation company 1 and 2.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, business owners or people are setting up their own e-commerce store and stuff like that. They can try to generate their own leads, whether it's B2C leads or B2B leads. The issue is, like you just said there, they should be spending time on the business and not really spending as much time on the lead generation if they can team up with a good quality professional lead generation company, because then they're doing time hacking. They're getting more time now to spend on areas that they should be looking at, like lifetime value of the customers, the average transactional value. Something that I would say from a lead generation standpoint that is relatively frustrating with B2C lead generation is that from a lead generator point of view, a lot of the time if we generate a lead for B2C, we might get paid X amount for having that customer, but normally it took us a lot longer, because normally the out of market it seems to be for B2C, and to try and nurture those leads and send them down a funnel for them then to inquire, it costs us quite a bit more money, right? But then the other part to it is that if we are generating leads with regards to subscribers and email lists and stuff like that, I just touched upon their lifetime value. And with a B2C lead, the lifetime value could be that potential customer on average could be worth $1,000, right? Now, we only get paid probably on the first purchase. So we might only get paid $20 if it was in the US. In the UK, it could be £1,000 or £20, right? But us knowing the lifetime value, that now they've got them and they're in the email flow, they're in the newsletter, they're subscribed to the YouTube, they're going to keep rebuying, especially if they're on some sort of subscription kind of based B2C service, where sometimes we don't get paid the full amount that we should as a lead generator. So any lead generators watching this, like generally speaking, I would always prefer going down the road of B2B leads as opposed to B2C leads, just because it can become that little bit frustrating where the B2C customers don't seem to pay what actually a lead is actually worth in comparison to a B2B lead generator. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah,
definitely. It's I think for any business, they should definitely be working on that lifetime value, because in that scenario that you've just given, if a company or if a business owner is actually working on their lifetime value, it's just going to be a lot more profitable in any like realms of marketing. It doesn't matter if they're doing their own SEO, it doesn't matter if they're doing their own PPC, or if they're outsourcing their lead generation, or if they're even doing Facebook ads. So it's definitely one thing to take into consideration.
Yeah, for sure. So hope you like the video in the difference between B2C leads and B2B leads.